Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Angela, and I know it has been such a long time since I have posted a video on here. It's been a crazy year, which I'm sure a lot of you can agree, but I'm trying to get back into YouTube because I miss you guys, I miss filming, and so I thought what a better way to start off than with this video. A brand by the name of Loyal reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try some of their products. Basically, they're a feminine hygiene product, and we are going to be talking about vagina health today. This company, I love their message. They're all about body love and taking back our power and taking back the word vagina and not being afraid to say it and share our stories, because I think it's really important. So I'm going to be talking about my vagina story, and then I'm going to be talking about some of the amazing products that I have from them that have been really helpful in my vagina health and tons of other women's vagina health. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I feel like my vagina story is probably going to be very similar to a lot of other women's, because I feel like growing up, the word vagina was just kind of like taboo, and it's just not something that we ever talked about amongst friends or anything like that. Maybe like in a jokingly way to make it more lighthearted, but it was never a topic of like serious discussion, and I think that's definitely something that needs to change. And it's not something that we ever, talked about or learned about in school or from parents, at least for me personally, and my doctors still have never brought it up to me really to this day. So I think that's a big issue, because vagina health is really important, and also all women have vaginas, so we shouldn't be afraid to use or say the word vagina. It's just a word, and it's just body part. But when I was younger, yeah, it was considered kind of like a dirty word. We didn't talk about vaginas, we didn't talk about sex, and so it's just, vagina health is something that I never ever thought about or even realized was important, probably until my late 20s, because again, it was just something that was never brought to my attention. And it really wasn't until a few years ago that I started doing my own research and trying to make sure that I'm taking care of my vagina health, and also taking that power back and using that word whenever I want to, because again, it's just a word. Like a really good example of how like the vagina was like really taboo, or just made girls like feel shame around having one when we were younger, is I always remember boys talking about it like in an offensive way, saying things like about the smell and stuff like that, and that would always scare me and my friends, and we would be like, oh my god, we have to make sure we stay really clean down there. And so I started douching my vagina when I was probably like in my early to late teens, and because I wanted to make sure I was super clean down there and that I didn't smell down there. And I had no idea that douching was actually not good for you, that it can mess up your natural pH balance, and when you douche, it's also clearing out all of the good bacteria too, which can also lead to more infections. So douching is actually really bad for you, and I didn't know that. And I feel like if vagina health was more normalized and something that we talked about as young women, or felt safe to be able to talk about as young women, then I probably never would have started doing that, because I probably would have known that it was bad for your vagina. So everything that I've learned about my vagina to this day has honestly been from my own research, because again, it's not something that was ever brought to my attention by anybody else. I got curious as I got older and realized that it was probably important that I know these things. And I learned a lot of things. I learned that discharge is normal. I learned that douching is bad. And I learned that every vagina has a scent or smell, and that it's completely normal and completely healthy. And I also learned that periods aren't gross. That was another thing that was taboo when it comes to the vagina when we were younger. It was like, you never ever talk about your period, and I feel like it's such a natural thing that all women go through every single month, and it should be able to be talked about without getting this like, oh my, shocking reaction. It's just a period, it's just a vagina, and it's just something that our body does every month. So again, I think vagina health is really important, and I also think it's really, really important that we take back this word and empower ourselves to not be afraid to use this word, because I feel like when we have fear around our vagina and shame around it, we're less likely to educate ourselves on it and vagina health, and ask questions and speak up. So like if you feel like something's off or anything like that, you're more likely to stay silent and not ask your doctor, because you might feel ashamed or embarrassed, and you should never feel ashamed or embarrassed about your vagina. So if you guys agree, I think you are going to love Loyal. Loyal is a disruptive wellness brand that embraces whole body love, deconstructs cultural shame, and promotes education about bodies and the vagina. So they send a really great message and have a really great mission that I agree with. They offer pH balancing suppositories, deodorizing essential oil mists, and moisturizers for total vagina love. So they did send me their pH perfecting feminine care kit. So these are the products that we're going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be talking about them, going over each one at a time. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so first we have the Boric Life boric acid suppositories, if you guys can see that. So basically these are vaginal suppositories, and these have natural properties to create a balanced vaginal environment. So if you've never used vaginal suppositories before, they're really easy, and these just help support odor control, promotes vaginal balance, and soothes discomfort. I can show you what the little pills look like, or not pills, suppositories, but they look like pills. So these just go in vaginally, and they just help support balance and vaginal health, which is really great. Next we have the helper. So if you've never used vaginal suppositories and you're a little nervous trying to insert these on their own, we have the helper. It's called the helper, which are the vaginal suppository applicators. And so it shows on the back how easy it is to use. So you can definitely read the directions if you get them, but basically they make it really easy to insert, and it places it in there securely, and these fit most suppositories. So if this is a tool that you'll need, Loyal has it and has you covered. So both of these go really well together if you want to try these out. The next one we have are the light sleepers. So this is the overnight leak protection liners, and I really like these because they aren't your basic overnight panty liners. They're made from moisture wicking organic cotton with a pH balancing charcoal infused bamboo layer. So it's perfect panty protection all night long. And also vaginal discharge is totally normal, like I mentioned earlier in the video, especially if you are using vaginal suppositories, and this will help absorb that discharge or anything or any leak. And it also has odor proof layers and antimicrobial and pH balancing core as well. That's really cool. And then breathable absorbent organic cotton. So these are really great liners that I love having on hand, especially when I'm using my vaginal suppositories to make sure that I am protecting my undies. And then lastly, we have the In My Feels pH test strips. If you're feeling a little bit off, you could always use these test strips to help determine if you are, feeling a little bit unbalanced. It's basically to test your pH levels to see if you're unbalanced or balanced. So they're really convenient. As you can see, they're very small, so you can take them with you anywhere. They're portable. And I think there's 100 tests in here, so this will probably last you quite a while. So monitors pH levels, results in seconds, and supports self-care routine. So yeah, that's what comes in this little feminine care kit. And I absolutely love it. So out of all the products in the kit, I would have to say that the vaginal suppositories are my absolute favorite. I genuinely love them all, but if I had to choose a favorite, I would definitely choose the vaginal suppositories, because again, vaginal health is just really important to me, and something that I feel like we all should be monitoring and taking care of. And I love that these support vaginal health and pH balance and all that fun stuff. So this is definitely my favorite one by far. So if you love the products I shared, be sure to check out the link in the description below, or you can go ahead to their website at loyalbody.com to learn more and join the tribe over there. And if you have any questions about feminine hygiene or health that you would like me to ask the brand, then definitely comment below and we will help you out. All right, everybody, that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.